Here we go. We're back. It's the Power Half Hour, as we like to call it. Give me 2 secs. Hang on. There we go. Turn that fan off. It's Power Half Hour, so we're just going to do a couple of updates on what's been going on in the world of toys. It's Thursday, February 12th, 2026. This is Jacob's Toys. Thank you very much for tuning in. Of course, give us a comment. If there's anything that's going on, then make sure that you're commenting along and let us know what you've seen or what what's kind of grabbed your interest this week or today even, sorry. So this is all about toy news, action figures, movies, TVs, comic books, all that kind of stuff. And we're going to cover the drops and reveals, etc., and announcements that have been coming out the last couple of days and are more specifically important today. So first off, let's kick off some huge collectible news. So the real highlights to me are obviously Mattel. We discussed yesterday, Mattel have secured the global license for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles toy license. So it's going to end Playmate's decade-long toy run of the brand. It's a major shift, let's be honest. It's a great big shift in regards to where we're getting the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from. This is going to start taking effect as from 2027, I think it was said, which is going to tie in with media outlets and new movies, etc. Toy Fair, New York Toy Fair is one of the biggest toy fairs on the Western Hemisphere. Let's be perfectly honest. And it kicks off this weekend. So it runs February 14th to the 17th. So we're expecting some big reveals at that. There are going to be convention exclusives. As always, there will be reveals from all your favorite brands. Marvel Legends obviously did a live yesterday and revealed a whole bunch of new figures, which we kind of covered yesterday. They've said that there are a couple of extra drops taking place in New York Toy Fair. So obviously keep an eye on that one. Hot Toys as well. Hot Toys unveiled a gorgeous Han Solo quarter-inch figure. Now, there's been a bit of chatter about whether the quarter-inch line is kind of dead. They haven't done anything for a little while, but it's not. They've just revealed Han Solo from Star Wars: A New Hope. It's available for pre-order right now. Speaking of pre-orders, obviously the Marvel Legends Live that went out yesterday with the Secret Wars figures, they are available for pre-order as well. You can pick them up from all of your favorite and preferred retailers. Do suggest you get on there. Spider-Man for me and Daredevil were the two massive ones that piqued my interest, and of course that Bullseye and Muse 2-pack as well. That's a really nice 2-pack. But the Secret Wars figures are available now. They are out. They are up for pre-order. So jump over to your preferred retailer and get those pre-orders in. There's a couple over here in the UK. There's Comics and Cocktails. There's In Demand Toys. There's Kapow. They're the three main ones that I like to use. And of course, you've got Hasbro Pulse as well if you want to go on there. Mattel's DC toy line. So I'm just looking at my notes here. Mattel's DC toy line ramping it up. They've revealed a new Batmobile figure as well. Batmobile kind of play set, if you like. It's the first vehicle that we've seen, and the first sort of wave of figures are out on display. I'm expecting we'll see a few of those at New York Toy Fair as well, which could be quite interesting because, of course, we'll have the Marvel Legends team there. And as we know, the marketing for that new DC line from Mattel used the kind of the Legends wording, if you like, said something along the lines of new Legends are about. We got G.I. Joe Classified Series. We got a new Snake Eyes figure up for pre-order. We also got, this is an interesting one, Toys R Us. Toys R Us over here in the UK has been popping up for a number of years. We've actually got two near where I live, but they're done very much like a franchise store now. So instead of being the big stores that we used to remember and we used to love, they are kind of franchise stores. So they're kind of built into other stores. So I've seen them in places like WH Smith's, in places such as Hobbycraft as well. Now, for anyone that's not UK based, Hobbycraft is kind of a big hobby shop specialist. It sells everything from pens to glue guns, and they've got Toys R Us popping up inside now. WH Smith's is a newsagent. and that I visited a WH Smith's that had a Toys R Us a couple of years ago now. It was like the first one that popped up, and it was massively disappointing. I did do a video on it, but it was massively disappointing. It was just kind of pushed into the corner of the store in the post office, so it wasn't that great, to be perfectly honest. But we had another one pop up in Aberdeen. What is nice is we've kind of got that classic Toys R Us branding back. It is kind of back on the high street, if you like, which is a good thing. Which is a good thing at the end of the day. And I suppose if they keep moving and they keep growing, then that's great. Hey to those commenting and chatting along, how you doing? Thank you very much for joining in. Okay, so let's talk business side of the collector's world. Mattel stock has actually taken a bit of a hit while Hasbro shares have climbed. The reason for this was there is a massive tie-in with Magic the Gathering. It's definitely a wig. It's really not. It's not a wig. Promise you. Just got good hair. Thanks. Yeah. So Mattel stock took a hit whilst Hasbro's has grown. So Hasbro have done a tie-in with Magic the Gathering. They've kind of tied that in with a number of cards that are related to Marvel characters, and then also they've done figures that kind of match with those as well, which is really cool. And that's obviously worked in their favor because their shares have climbed. Another one that's a big one is Hasbro. I don't know if you guys have seen this. They've signed a massive new global deal with Warner Brothers. They are going to expand into the Harry Potter line of toys and games. And this has got a lot of people commenting along and asking questions. A number of different brands have tried to do the Harry Potter thing before, and it's not gone overly well. It's kind of it's worked, but not worked massively. No one's done the action figures in a great big scale. I think the best company to kind of approach the Harry Potter franchise is definitely Lego. They've absolutely cornered the market. But Hasbro have signed this new global deal now with the new Harry Potter series coming out. That's an interesting kind of move. I know there's a lot of controversy around Harry Potter and its creators and stuff. I'm not going to say any names, but Hasbro signing that. So they are going to be doing the toys and the games all alongside Harry Potter, which is very cool. Which is very, very, very cool. Okay, so let's talk about Marvel and Marvel Legends. Obviously, the Marvel Legends stream was very cool, and yeah, it was very cool. They revealed a whole bunch of. Sorry, I'm just messing around with some settings here. Right, there we go. Yeah, so they revealed all of the Secret Wars figures, which were really cool. They went up for pre-order today. The other pre-orders, by my notes, are March by the looks of it. So we've got Spider-Man, the symbiote costume, Daredevil, Falcon, Magic, Absorbing Man. What were some of the others? Constrictor. We had a bunch of a wave come out. I'm trying to think off the top of my head now. They're all up for pre-order now. You can go out to your preferred retailer and order those now. The others are coming out in March. A bit of controversy around some of these figures because they are reusing certain bits and certain molds and stuff, and the character choice, I suppose, is quite selective. Say something and I donate $200. Yeah, okay. I'll believe that when I see it. But it's I know I've got kids. I know what that is. That's all cool though. Right. anyway, with Marvel Legends, what Marvel Legends out of the ones that were revealed are you most hyped for? Which ones are you most excited for? And have you got any ideas what they might be revealing at New York Toy Fair? I'm really not sure, to be perfectly honest with you. I don't know. I don't know. you want me to? Is it? No, you can't do it. I'll say it. You don't even need to donate money. It's 6-7. It's not. I know what the thing is. Anyway, Marvel Legends. What Marvel Legends are you hoping for? I don't actually know what to expect when it comes to New York Toy Fair. Annoyingly, I'm going to be in New York a couple of days after, and I missed it. I'm going to miss it. And yeah, it's all good. I don't know what to expect from New York Toy Fair. I don't know which ones they're going to reveal. I think out of everything, I think I would like to see some kind of, I want to say Marvel versus Capcom crossover, but they've already done the Gamerverse figures, and now they're doing the Street Fighter figures as well for the movie, which again was another interesting move. But yeah, there we go. Let's talk comic books for a little while. Comic books and variant news. So we got a new variant cover for Superman, Spider-Man 1. Some cool team ups on those ones. You can have a look at those online. For February, Marvel Comics has a stack slate. There's a new series with the Punisher, Moon Knight, and Wolverine coming out. And there's also a standout Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comic story with an aged up characters in there as well. That's all coming out. So I'm not as up on my weekly releases. I don't pick up as many comic books on a weekly basis. I just kind of handpick certain ones now. But the Superman, Spider-Man #1 might be worth picking up. I think it will be quite an interesting story, but I think it'll make for some good covers as well. And I always appreciate the variant covers as well. Let's have a little chat about movie news though. So if you're over here in the UK, Predators Badlands landed on Disney Plus today, so you can go and watch that now if you're a Disney Plus subscriber. I quite enjoyed Badlands, to be fair. I quite like that they're kind of fleshing out this Predator universe and all the different kind of corners of it, which is quite cool. But that is definitely there. The Mandalorian and Grogu movie is set for May the 22nd, 2026. I don't understand why Star Wars films miss, especially when they've got May. When they got May releases, I don't understand why they don't do it on May 4th. Like it seems like a really missed opportunity. So Mandalorian and Grogu obviously set for May 22nd, so that's coming out 2026. I'm not as excited for this as I was previously with the Mandalorian season 1. I got really into that. Season 2, Book of Boba Fett, all those kind of things, I dropped off a little bit with that one. But the feature length film, that was always something that was kind of on the back burner. We was always kind of talking about that actually happening. So the fact that it is coming to fruition is quite exciting. And I'm a fan of Star Wars. So any Star Wars media, any Star Wars stuff out there is great. So yeah, I'm going to kind of hold my reservations until obviously I've seen the movie. May 22nd, it's not that long to wait at all. I think the one that I am excited for, June 26th, is Supergirl. Absolutely loved the Superman film, the James Gunn Superman film. It was very enjoyable. And little teaser Supergirl at the end. I think Supergirl as a film looks really cool. I think seeing Jason Momoa as Lobo is going to be absolute fan service, like we've been saying for a while, that he should be playing that, and it's just a perfect part for him. Speaking of Jason Momoa, there's a new film out on Amazon Prime, I think it is. Him and Dave Bautista, The Wrecking Crew. Very cool if you like your smash and action, those kind of films. yeah, it's an enjoyable film, definitely worth seeing. I think out of all the movies, though, the one that's definitely on the top of my list is Masters of the Universe. It's out June 5th, 2026. We've seen the action figures released by Mattel. We've seen those. We have seen the actors looking at their figures. They've teased more kind of characters from the core toy line, and with New York Toy Fair literally happening at the end of this week, I'm sure we're going to see more. I do wonder whether we're going to get kind of full play sets. Castle Grayskull as a playset was kind of a core staple of most 80s children's bedrooms. It was an awesome playset, and I don't know whether they're kind of missing a trick by not kind of going and giving us all of those things at the beginning. But yeah, either way, in regards to Supergirl, Master of the Universe, and Mandalorian Grogu, are there any action figures that you'd want to see? Is there any action figures that you're looking forward to in regards to these films? For me, everything Master of the Universe. Supergirl and the DC universe, I need to really see what Mattel are going to do with it. I'm really hoping that we kind of start seeing some movie figures from Mattel soon. But yeah, obviously with films, that usually ties into waves of figures, certain collectibles and all that kind of stuff. I would really like to flesh out my DC collection. I've got a few. You can see my suit. Where are they? You can see my Superman figures behind me. But I'd really like to flesh out. I've got my Batman and Batmobile down there as well. But I'd really like to flesh out my DC shelves. I'd really like to get kind of a decent scale and a decent collection of DC figures. And I just think that we haven't really had that. I think I was never a fan of the McFarlane films, McFarlane toys. I know some people are. I like McFarlane. McFarlane have done some great stuff in the past. I think the movie Masterpieces, I think is what they were called, like 20 years back. They were well ahead of their time. Absolutely loved picking those up. And McFarlane is definitely capable of producing some good stuff. I like the page punchers. I like the statues that they released, but just the DC line just didn't fit for me. They were just a little bit too out of scale with other things. So I'm really hoping that Mattel if Mattel bring it in and do similar stuff as to what they're doing with the He-Man figures, for example, I think they could be really good. But they are going to obviously have to really work on sculpts and really kind of hit that fan service. But I'm excited for the Masters of the Universe figures. I'm not going to lie. As a big collector of Masters of the Universe and as a fan from when I was a kid and obviously collecting the retro stuff now, there's been so many reincarnations. We had the Origins line, we had the cartoon line, we had the Masterverse line. Like, there's so many different He-Man variations that we've had over the time. It would be really cool to get a solid selection. I don't want there to just be 2 or 3. I mean, this film looks like it's going to be absolutely stacked full of characters. A lot of them look quite accurate to the original source material, but obviously just modernized. I know there's a bit of controversy about a couple of them, but you look at things like Trapjaw and Beastman, for example. They look absolutely fantastic. So it would be really cool to kind of get decent figures of all of those characters that we're going to see. There we go. There's a couple of toy drives going on around the country and around the States. Toy drives are good fun, always worth doing. There's a new, I don't know if anyone's interested in the Star Wars trading card set, but there is a new one due out next month. Star Wars Unlimited, it's called. It's a really cool trading card collection. I've covered it quite a bit, and there's a new collection out, so I will definitely be doing something on that a little bit nearer the time. But there we go. So just as a quick kind of recap of everything before we kind of round off this hour, let me just go back. So biggest news is obviously Mattel acquiring the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle license. New York Comic-Con, New York Toy Fair, sorry, taking place February 14th to the 17th. Hot Toys unveiling a Han Solo 1/4-inch figure from Star Wars New Hope. G.I. Joe Classified series has got new pre-orders up. Marvel Legends have got new pre-orders up. The Mattel DC toy line is ramping up, and we've seen a Batmobile now and expect to see more at New York Toy Fair. Mattel stock's taken a hit. Hasbro stock has gone up thanks to Magic the Gathering. And I think one of the biggest things, Hasbro signing a new global deal with Warner Brothers Discovery to expand Harry Potter toys and games across all markets. Let me just come back to that, because I said a little while ago, Harry Potter has never really had the toy and action figure collection. They've never really done a full collection. Every company that takes it on, what they do is they kind of release a couple of figures from that first film or the first couple of films, and then they drop off. People lose interest, they lose momentum, and then they drop off. And there are so many characters in that Harry Potter universe. I think with the new TV show coming out, it's going to be introduced to a whole new generation, and the Harry Potter stories and the universe and the characters and stuff. It'll be really interesting to see what Hasbro can do. Hasbro have definitely got the capability of doing good toys. So let's see what Harry Potter can bring to that. So there we go. That's it. That's the kind of everything. There wasn't a huge amount of news. As well, on comic books, Superman Spider-Man #1 has dropped. A couple of variant covers on that as well. Well worth picking up. I've actually got a comic book en route to me that I'm very excited about, but I'll share that when it comes. MCM Comic-Con taking place in May over here in the UK as well. We've got Kevin Eastman come in, which is very exciting, and Humberto Ramos as well. Two comic book artists I'd absolutely love to meet and get signatures from, so I'll definitely be down there at some point. But MCM Comic-Con for May in London, the tickets are out and available now, so if that's something that you're into, then go and check out their website, because those tickets are available. So that's it. That's about it. We're coming to the end. We're looking at about 25 minutes today. It's just a quick recap of the news that has come out today in regards to toys and stuff. Before I sign off, if there's any particular stories that you do want deeper coverage on, I'm trying to just cover everything in one go. Let me know. I can do follow-ups on them, or of course, if you want me to focus on a particular area, I'm trying to just do everything in one go. But if you do want a particular area, then again, let me know. I do appreciate the messages that I've been sent. So that's it. Cool. We are here. We are finishing up. Obviously, depending where you're watching, do give us a follow, give us a like, give us a subscribe, all of those kind of things. I'm not very good at plugging myself, but yeah, make sure you're supporting the channels. Go out across things like Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, various different things, from unboxings to reviews to interviews. So it's all out there. Just really sharing what I enjoy. I'm going to come back tomorrow and do another 30-minute roundup. I'm just testing the water in regards to time, so there's no kind of time for this. Just see what time works best. That's it. Cool. Thank you very much. I will see you later. I have got, this is, my phone's going a bit mad there. Cool. Right. Thank you very much. I'll see you tomorrow.